Hi YouTube, it's Lena, and I'm here today with my Pan That Palette and Palette Roulette. I'm going to do my Pan That Palette first. I had to remember which one, because I am choosing a new thing for Palette Roulette, and even though I didn't hit pan on anything, I'll explain why in a minute. So Pan That Palette first, the absolutely never freaking ending Lorac Pro. I swear to God, I think I'm the only person still panning this stupid thing. This is what I have left of the original shadows. As you guys know, I have a couple of things pressed in there, but here we are, making a lot of progress on deep purple and a little bit of progress on everything else, but not a lot. Over the next month, I guess my goal is to finish as much as deep purple as I can and just expand the pans on slate and sable as well. I know I'm gonna finish these this year. All of it has pan in it by this point, so I don't see that to be a problem. I'm just ready for it to be done because it's just like the lingering palette that never ends. And now for all the other things that I added in, I do have some exciting news on the Almay trio. Let me pull everything out real quick, if I can, because my Z palette is kind of crowded and I forgot to scrape the glue off of these particular shadows when I depotted them. But here's the trio. I haven't used the purple shade at all because I've been using my deep purple for my Lorac Pro. I've probably used the dark green once or twice. Not because I don't love that shade, just I haven't used it. The green shade I've used all over the lid a couple of times, and just a little fleck of pan right there. So it did have a good dip in it already, but you know, that's still really exciting. I hit pan in one of my shades. I don't know how much product is in these because, like I said, I depotted it a really long time ago. But I'm pretty sure it's more than the Lorac Pro shades have. As for my other shades, some I'm doing good on, some not as much. I probably only used this twice and I've only used the top shade. So I need to get a better move on that. I forget about this. Like I use either Limit from Naked 3 or Sable mixed with other stuff a lot. So this is one I forget. I know I could like contour or something with it, but I'm trying to finish a contour right now. Plus I have a bronzer I want to finish this year. So I don't know how much I will be doing that with this, but you know, we'll see. Both of them would make a pretty good light contour on me. I've expanded the pan a lot on my Wet n Wild Creme Brulee shadow. So I foresee no problem finishing that this year. My Milani in Bella Navy, the Bella Eyes gel to powder thing, I've used it a couple of times, but you know, you can't really see the difference. It's cracked all the way to the bottom for those of you that this is your first time tuning in, so I have to like hold on to it. And this part is the part that I'm using right now, but I mean, I only use this like in my outer V and to set an eyeliner that matches it, so that's gonna take a while, which I'm fine with. I mean, it's only the first month. And my NYX Prismatic Eyeshadow in Liquid Gold, despite only using it a couple of times, is actually starting to show some decent wear. These eyeshadows are actually not that hard to go through. So that is it for my update on that. And now to get to my current palette Roulette, which I'll talk about the other two first. But in my Naked 3, the main shadow I guess I'm focusing on is Limit, but I do use the other ones on random occasions. This is another one I have to be careful with because they pop out really easily. For some reason, mine just wasn't glued in very well. But Limit, I don't know how well you can see that. It's starting to show some real like dip in there in usage, which is really cool. But yeah. Because this palette was pretty new looking when I first started, even though I love it every time I use it, like the whole thing even. I didn't get to use it a lot because I was always panning that stupid Lorac Pro. But this is still, even after using it on and off for the last couple of months, I think it is. It's still one of my favorite palettes, even though the Bastard has some fallout. I will give it that. So I take the good with the bad, but I do really like it. My Think Pink Coastal Scents palette is actually what I am wearing today. Is this all that I'm wearing? Oh wait, I have Limit in the crease, but other than that, I believe this is everything that I'm wearing. And this is actually the shadow I've been focusing a lot on, and for an all over the lid color. I can actually pop these out, so give me a sec. This is the shade Light Plum HP-ME04, just in case you were curious. It is very pretty. I have this in my inner corner because I did finish up Virgin. And I have this in my outer V and a little bit pulled into the crease as well. So, actually doing really well with that. Well, really well. It's starting to show some real wear. And finally, we are coming to the palette that I am going to actually declutter. This is the Hard Candy Smoky Eyes palette. And don't get me wrong, it's actually a good little palette, but it's not that I don't like cool tones, it's that I tend towards warm tones a little bit more, I say, as I'm wearing like this kind of cool lavender color. And not just that, but I have this palette from Too Faced. Like, I have the Too Faced knockoff that, no, this is the knockoff, but I have the Too Faced version of this, the old and the cardboard packaging Too Faced Smoky Eyes. That is a Nyan shade by shade dupe of this, or this is a dupe of that technically. I have that. So I got this from somebody on Instagram because I wanted to try the formula, and I have tried it, and it's good. Like, I mean, it's not like spectacular, blow your mind, oh my god, go get it now, but if you're wanting something like this, or like the Natural Eyes palette, that they have that one duped as well, and there's another one that they have, but I don't know if it's a direct dupe of anything or not. If you're wanting one of those, and you're wondering about these shadows, they're good. They're definitely worth the $6 or $8 that this cost. I didn't even pay that, because like I said, I bought it from somebody on Instagram. But I've tried the shadows, I know how they work, they are overall really nice. But I'm just realizing that I have 2 of these palettes basically in my collection, and I don't need that, so I'm gonna declutter the cheaper one. Although I have nothing negative to say about it, it's just a matter of I have those shadows elsewhere. And I'm going to draw a new one, so while I am decluttering one palette, my mother bought me this giant makeup kit for Christmas, the ones that you see in like Walmart and stuff. And it's actually really good. It's made by Marquins, the same people that make Wet n Wild. And I wish I'd taken a picture of it before I took it apart, but I forgot. But it included 4 little 10 shade palettes that I got to add in my list. So now I officially, in this list, have 66, but this list does include the one I just decluttered, and I don't think I've actually decluttered anything else so far from this project. But one of the things about this project is occasionally I will possibly declutter a palette because I decide either I don't like it, or in this case I just have a complete direct dupe of it, or it is a dupe of something else I have, so I don't really need to have it in my collection. And it's easier to pass stuff on when they don't have pan. Or at least I feel better passing stuff on when they don't have pan. So, okay. Now we have 1 through 66. Let's generate a number. 53. Have we used 53 yet? No, we have not. So I will try and go find this palette, because I will be searching for it basically in the dark. And I will be right back. Okay, so I actually couldn't find the palette that I drew, which is weird. I'm not sure what I did with it, which I pulled the Profusion and what I called the flower palettes in my phone because it was the palette I tried to pan in 2014. The orange shade from my Project 60 pan is actually from it. but I depotted it. I put it in a mini Sephora Z palette, and now I can't find it. So we had to go for a sub. So I decided to grab one of my Too Faced palettes and Sugar Pop. I will make the changes in my list when I get off of here, but here is what it looks like. I bought this in was it 14 or 15? I don't know. When is this from? It should say on the back. 2014. And I haven't used it all too much. Because, you know, panning that palette. So I'm actually really excited to use this. That's why I actually pulled it, because it's like, I got this ages ago. I used it a little bit when I got it to, you know, test it, see if it was any good, make sure I didn't want to like take it back or anything. But after that, I haven't really had the chance to mess with this too much. So let's see, you got this really pretty pink, this blue raspberry as they call it, this macaron orange. And they are a little powdery, but they are really pretty, and I know that they will pop really nicely with a base. So probably won't be focusing on these colors too much, because one of my rules about this was I didn't want to hit pan on, for this project, anything like a matte cream highlight or an inner corner highlight or anything like that, because those are really easy for me to hit pan on. I wanted this to be more about color or crease shades in a couple of instances. Like I hit a pan on the naked shade in my naked one, and I'm aiming to hit pan on like the limit shade in the naked 3. For this one, honestly, I would probably either go for bubblegum or blue raspberry, just depending on my mood. But that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, I do really appreciate it. Sorry I had to do a little bit of a sub at the last minute, but I'm sure the palette's in there. It's just my husband's sleeping right now, and I can only dig around so much in the dark without making too much noise. So that's it. And hopefully I will see you later. Bye.